Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are St. Louis.
Another gorgeous afternoon from Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, Florida. It's spring training 2017, and Dusty Baker's Washington Nationals make their way to Jupiter. The Nationals and Cardinals coming up. It's next on Fox Sports Midwest. This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. And it's spring training 2017 from Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, Florida. This afternoon, it's the St. Louis Cardinals and the Washington Nationals on Fox Sports Midwest. With Al Rabowski, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Delighted to have you with us as we get you set for baseball. One player that has stood out thus far, third baseman Johnny Peralta.
Yeah, I'm really expecting big things from Johnny. The final year of his multi-year contract, and right now he is healthy and swinging a hot bat.
So Johnny Peralta, good day yesterday. So far this spring, 290, the average in the final 50 games of last season with the 13 extra base hits. And now that he's healthy, we'll see if that carries over into the regular season.
Yeah, it really has. He's hit 357 this year, and yesterday he had a big game with a triple and also a double, driving in a run. Johnny really is in best shape he's been in a while. The thumb is healthy, and that should translate to a big year.
Johnny Peralta and many of the regulars are in the lineup this afternoon, and Michael Waka, firmly entrenched in the rotation, gets the start today against Steven Strasburg. Baseball coming up. Camp. That is Bob Gibson. He brought out the lineup to the umpires and shook hands with Dusty Baker. But Bob in uniform and Mike Matheny has instructed his players, do not be scared. Go visit with that man and find out what he's got to say.
Oh, there's one guy that's scared in here at the ballpark. Chris Spire. This game goes long, I'll tell you the story about what happened in years and years ago when they were competing.
Dusty Baker, first year they went 95-67 a year ago, the Washington Nationals, as they dominated within their division. They went 51-25 in winning the East. The Chevrolet lineup: Joseph, Drew, and Zimmerman, followed by Robinson, Lynn, Skoll, Taylor, Goodwin, and one of their top catching prospects, Pedro Severino. Meanwhile, it's Michael Waka. This is a matchup from a week ago with Steven Strasburg and the Nationals. Waka so far this spring has been very good.
Yeah, it really has, Dan, and I saw that matchup, and as good as Waka was, Strasburg was even more impressive. But right now, the whole key is the health of his shoulder and the ability to throw on a downward plane. When he's at his best, you're going to see everything at the knees or even below. And really having that fastball there really sets up the ability for his changeup, which is another extremely plus pitch.
Around the Horn is presented by Dobbs. Randall Grichuk in left, Dexter Fowler in center, Harrison Bader, your right fielder. Then Peralta, Diaz on the left side of the infield, Garcia, Adams on the right side, Eric Fryer is behind the plate, and Michael Waka on the mound. That's Around the Horn, presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Had a little rain about 45 minutes ago. They put the tarp on the mound and the batting area, but we hope the rain stays away. We'll have a full baseball game today. Here's Corbin Joseph, the shortstop, who's batting .250, no home runs, and he's driven in one. Outfield is straight away, and the first pitch is taken for a ball. John Liebka is the home plate umpire. Angel Hernandez, C.B. Buckner, and Nick Marley are on the field.
And Dan, I think we see that A, B, and C kind of a little unusual, but I think the umpires in the field will rotate and the bases, and so during the course of the game, all three of them will be at first, second, and third.
2-0 pitch is put in play. Hit to short. There is Aledmys Diaz, one away. So much was made of Diaz and his defense, or lack thereof, very early on in his big league start. But once he settled in, he was very good defensively, a plus defender at times.
I think what happened with him, remember when he defected from Cuba, and you have to establish residency in another country, and there was about 17 months that he did not play. And I think when he started doing the tryout camps, he kind of overdid it and kind of hurt the shoulder. His first couple years, that was a factor in the Cardinals minor leagues.
Here's Stephen Drew, and he looks at strike one. Stephen's been around a long time now.
Asked him about J.D., his older brother, and he said he's at home in Alabama with 5 kids.
Puts it in play. Diaz charging, gloves, throws. 2 down. That's one of the things that the Cardinals talked about with Diaz in improving his defense a year ago, working with David Bell. Now, this was out of necessity to charge the ball because it was slowly hit, but they got him moving forward on a lot of ground balls.
Yeah, good to see there, and it's you know, a challenge for him right there early in the ball game. But down here, we've seen a lot of infield and outfield practice, so making those off-balance throws is not a big deal. That's more indicative of what I think we're going to see this year.
No doubt. A key for the Nationals this season be a bounce-back year from Ryan Zimmerman. He still has 3 years, $48 million remaining on a contract. And a season ago, he only had .218 in 118 games. So 2 outs and nobody on, and the 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Pretty much limited when he came out of the University of Virginia, and he got to the big leagues very quickly. He was the third baseman, but really injured that arm to the point where he couldn't throw across the diamond. So first base is pretty much the only position he can play, and off to a slow start, 0 for 7.
Here's a 1-1 pitch.
And I mean, the pitch like there looked like it was right there, but you can see how Waka really is staying on that downward plane. As long as he does that, everything is fine.
And pitches low and outside. See the scouts lined up behind home plate. The various teams. I'd say there's about 10 to 15 every single day. You agree with that?
Oh, yes.
That's it out of play.
And then you might have another scout come in. I know, like Ted Simmons has got a young guy shadowing him, you know, working for Atlanta. trying to teach him the tools of the trade, but might have a cross-checker or national guy come in to watch somebody, a special kid or something.
Here's a 3-2. Fouled back. Well, you mentioned it. The key with Michael Waka, and I'm sure Derek Lilliquist keeps a close eye on this, just the health of Michael Waka, and the fact is he has a couple of good months right out of the chute, and then it seems to tail off just a bit as the season goes on. That's pulled foul.
He has such a unusual, injury. The back of the shoulder, the muscles get fatigued, and it becomes a precursor to a stress fracture. So they call it a stress reaction, but this offseason he worked very heavily on trying to build up the muscles of the shoulder. So far, so good.
Another 3-2 pitch. And another souvenir. Talked with Michael the other day, and he said he actually changed up his routine with a lot of specifics in training the shoulder, as you mentioned, and around that area to strengthen it up as much as he can.
It's kind of a guessing game. Hopefully
really
they've mastered it. But as you said, you may do it, and he usually gets off to a good start. And then a few months in, it starts coming up.
3-2, a little squibber that's hit to first and in the glove of Matt Adams. The Nationals go in order. Cardinals coming up. Dexter Fowler leads it off when we come back. Spring training baseball on Fox Sports Midwest. One of the toughest starters in all of baseball, Steven Strasburg. His numbers last Friday against St. Louis. Last year's season was cut short, dealing with a sore elbow as he went 15-4. Had a remarkable first half. He was undefeated in the first half.
Won the first 13 starts of the season, and then if you went back to September 15th of 2015, he had a personal 16-game winning streak.
Dexter Fowler, the switch hitter, leads it off. He's batting .364 this spring. Had a couple of hits yesterday and looks at a ball low. Cardinals lineup presented by Chevy. Fowler, Diaz, and Peralta here in the first. Then Adams, Grichuk, Garcia. Wisdom, who's had 3 home runs. Then Bader and Fryer.
Well, we know Dexter has that tremendous high on-base percentage. Led the National League last year, 393, always up there. But it's not that Strasburg thinks he's going to get on, so he's thrown out of a stretch. He's doing that on purpose, trying to simplify his mechanics.
Here's a 1-1. Now, will he do this in regular season play too?
I think right now that's the game plan. Now, Dusty was asking me before the game. He goes, tell me why you do that. And I said, well, really, in theory, if everything you do out of a windup is negative, it's going away from home plate. And at some point, you turn, sit down on your back leg, and throw like you would out of a stretch. So it really, you should throw just as hard from the stretch as you do out of the windup. Now, not everybody thinks that, but if your mechanics are the same, you know, you should be able to throw just as hard.
Here's a 3-1 pitch to Fowler. That's what he brings to the table. A lot of walks, deep counts, and on base. Leadoff walk, and it brings in Aledmys Diaz. You know, you think about the top 3 in this lineup for the Cardinals with Fowler, Diaz, and Matt Carpenter. I mean, all 3 have been very good in terms of getting on base.
3 of the top 5 in the National League last year in on-base percentage.
And a check on Fowler, who's back in safely. Aledmys Diaz, be fun to watch him for a full year and see how he can put it all together.
You know, Dan, you're really correct, because he was kind of a pleasant surprise last year.
Cardinals at this point last year looking at Ruben Tejada as that's driven out to deep left, and it's off the wall. Fowler on his way to third, and it's a double for Diaz. Hitting above 400 this spring, and he adds to that.
Well, that's what we saw last year. He hit 300, but also had 17 home runs. You get the ball in the inner part of the plate, and he can sit back like a big man, and he can drive the ball. This one was off the wall. But if you throw the off-speed pitches away from him, he was one of the top guys in the league at getting infield base hits. You know, he runs extremely well. Little power package, and I think seeing him every day, going to be a pleasant.
Peralta puts it in play, hit to short. Fowler will score, and it's 1-0 Cardinals on the RBI by Johnny Peralta, his 4th this spring.
Not a bad pitch by Strasburg. Got in there, jammed him, but because it was on the fist, there was no chance they could have. The only play was to first base, and they get it, but the Cardinals get the lead.
Saw a shot there of Matt Carpenter in the dugout. He's about a week away from starting to compete in games again. And Mike Matheny told me that really what they're doing, it's a precursor to make sure he doesn't hurt his oblique. So try to catch it now, and they have the time in spring training to do that. Here is Matt Adams with a runner at second base.
Spring training a week longer this year because of the World Baseball Classic. Normally 6 weeks of spring training. Position players don't need that much time. Pitchers do need that much time. So there's plenty of time for Carpenter to get back and get in shape for opening day.
2-0 the count. Much has been made, if you're just tuning in for the first time this spring, of the body of Matt Adams. Dropped about 30 pounds. And also his stance, and that's a good look at it there. Hands were much higher a year ago, started lower around the 3-2 on the jersey to start this spring, and he's brought him back up.
Quicker stroke, easier to get right to the ball. You know, a lot of times you worry about a guy when he loses that much weight. You worry about does it sap his strength. In his case, he feels like it's no problem at all. The last couple of years he's been working on the diet and eating better, but now with the Pilates he feels like he has just as much strength, if not more.
Here's a 2-1 in the dirt, kept in front by Severino. 3 balls 1 strike with 1 out and a runner at second base. Adams last year hit .249 in limited time, did pop 16 home runs and drove in 54. The 3-1 pitch, and it's lined into right for a base hit. Here comes Diaz. He'll be waved in. Throw is not in time as Diaz is safe, and it's 2-0 Cardinals.
Second RBI for Adams. And you know, we talked about this spring. Mike Matheny, base running was a problem a year ago, but be aggressive, find your limitations. And Diaz sees it goes through. He's going to challenge him. He has good speed. Catchers have to give you a lane. You no longer can block home plate, and so more times than not, you're going to be safe.
Adams, a base hit, his second RBI this spring. Here's Randall Grichuk. One home run this spring. He is driven in 4, and that is going to sink, and it's a base hit. So the Cardinals with 3 hits off of Strasburg here in the first.
As impressive as he was last Friday, Strasburg pitching at his home ballpark here in West Palm Beach. He struggled in this one. You know, Cardinals have hit some pretty good pitches too, running them in on the hands, and they've muscled them off, just like the one from Grichuk.
It's Mike Maddox, longtime Major League pitching coach, back with Dusty Baker this season. Look at the Nationals defensively. It's Lind in left, Taylor in center, Goodwin in right, Skoll and Joseph on the left side of the infield, Drew and Robinson on the right side, and Severino is behind the plate. Around the horn is presented by Dobbs. Ray Garcia, good spring, hitting .313. He was at shortstop yesterday, playing second base this afternoon. Last year with 3 home runs, 17 RBIs, and proved to be one of the top pinch hitters on the club.
Yeah, and he had a good day yesterday with a couple hits. Took outside pitches and took him to left.
That's ball 1.
Complimented him, and he said, well, if they pitch me away, got to take it that way. And he's exactly right. You pull that ball, you just roll over a little ground ball to the right side. But if it's away, step across the plate and drive it.
Here's a 1-0. Hits it the other way. It is slicing. Lind is over and makes the catch. Adams will tag up, surprising everyone, including the Nationals defense and maybe his own manager.
Yeah, Joseph, the young shortstop, I'm sure he was told that initially that he was running, but he had to double clutch, and that allowed him to get over to third. That's the aggressive base running you'd like to see. So out there, he's deep enough. Remember Lynn, we know he's more of a first baseman, and there you saw that little double clutch allowing to get in there, and then not a particularly good throw. So be aggressive. You already got a 2-0 lead. That's something the scouts in the stands like to look at too.
Here's Patrick Wisdom serving as the DH. Little fly ball. This may drop, and it will. Adams will score, and Grichuk to third. 3-0 Cardinals. Strasburg's thinking, you got to be kidding me. 4 hits in the inning and a walk and a 3-run lead.
Wisdom, we said he's got 3 home runs. Here he gets jammed, but he fights it off, and right there in no man's land. And shortstop overruns it, loses balance with the wet grass out there.
This guy at the plate is intriguing, isn't he? Harrison Bader.
Yes, he is. He takes a swing, doesn't he?
Oof. Talked about it yesterday, and back in safely, it's Wisdom at first base, but he's kind of the poster child for exit velocity. We hear so much about that, how hard the ball comes off the bat, and he does not get cheated. He's in great condition, really put together, and in just one minor league season, he has jumped all the way up to AAA. So he's knocking on the doorstep there of getting into major league action.
Shown well here, his first major league camp.
Here's a 1-0.
During batting practice today, John Mabry was commenting. He said, look, you're taking half a swing and the ball's landing on the warning track. You know, he's got great power. As you said, look at his upper body. And he doesn't get cheated with his cuts.
Played at the University of Florida. Then the Cardinals drafted him. And he was on a fast track last year in the minor leagues. Combined hit 19 home runs. Two and two the count. Breaking ball just got a piece. Bader, the 8th place hitter. Fryer is on deck if he can extend the inning.
And you invite some of these young players into camp, and you never know how they're going to react. And, you know, are they going to be respectful of the veterans? Do they respect the game? You know, the Cardinals, I think some of their young prospects have been more of like sponges, just soaking up the atmosphere and the knowledge.
That may have fooled everybody, including the home plate umpire.
Pretty good breaking ball.
A lot of talk of bringing the zone a little bit higher to try to accelerate the offense in the game. 3-2 pitch, and that's a base hit into right. Run scores. That's Grichuk. And Wisdom lines up at third. And with that, it's a 4-0 St. Louis lead.
Good piece of hitting here by the youngster. You know, you can kind of get down on the knob and swing hard, try to pull the ball, but when you're 2 strikes, you got to make contact. There was just effective pitch out away from him, just took it to the right side and picks up a base hit and RBI. And Wisdom, I think Mike Matheny didn't notice him going from first to third.
Love to see that, and that's been a point of emphasis in this camp. A very light rain right now falling here at the ballpark. Cardinals bat around here in the first. This is Fryer. There's strike one. So much talk about Yadier Molina, who has left camp. He's with Team Puerto Rico and the WBC. About Molina entering the final year of his contract. Cardinals do hold an option for 1 more year. Fryer, your backup, very serviceable. And then what you do with the future of Carson Kelly. And what point does he start seeing more big league action? That's a good breaking ball there. 0-2.
What sounds like the best approach, and I think we both would agree to this, is Carson Kelly needs to go down to AAA, play every single day. Fryer's your backup. Now, if Yachty were to get hurt and go on the DL, then you bring up Carson Kelly to play every day.
When Fryer strikes out. Big inning against Strasburg. 5 Redbird hits here in the first as they played 4. You're watching Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest. In, and let's take a look at Al's Toyota keys to the game.
Well, we've seen Michael Waka at his very, very best when he first came up and was the MVP of the National League Division Series or Championship Series, where he would take advantage of that 6'5" frame, get high extension, and throw down. Throw right down there, and then it's very hard to hit. And also, it's hard to believe, folks, but we did say we want the offense to be very aggressive against an outstanding pitcher. And I think they were.
You didn't just do those keys. I mean, you were working on those last night.
Did an hour before the game. And working on it last night.
Our production meeting. Here's the 0-2. At the plate, it is Clint Robinson. Adam Lind is on deck, and then Matt Skoll. There's a 1-2-3 first for Michael Waka. 3 ground ball outs. That's another indicator of him being down in the zone 2.
Exactly.
0-2 pitch. Remember, it was the Washington Nationals a few years ago, Waka's rookie campaign, and he was 1 out away from a no-hitter that was broken up by Ryan Zimmerman.
Is that the last game of the regular season?
The last series, or last homestand, I guess. Popped up into shallow left. And the catch made by Grichuk. It moves from center to left.
One of the things also that Michael Waka can do is, if you're throwing downhill all the time with all your pitches, well, then late in the count, then you can elevate the ball and change that eye angle, and you'll get the pop-ups.
Michael went to arbitration against the Cardinals. First time that's happened in a long time.
1999.
Yeah.
And he lost, but no hard feelings.
Easy for us to say. I mean, you go in there and you plead your case why you should or should not make more money. You know, it's not a fun situation, I don't think, for either side.
The numbers are a lot different, but I remember Larry Bradford was a left-handed pitcher, bullpen guy for the Atlanta Braves, and went into arbitration. He said it was terrible. They said all these bad things about me and everything else. And I said, you won. You got a big raise. And you go, I said, they could say a lot of things bad about me if I get $70,000 raise. Was the difference. But that's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
You go in there and your ball club tells you all the things you can't do, and you don't do this, you don't do that, and as soon as the arbitration process is over, you walk outside and they're trying to go, hey, don't take anything serious.
Right.
We're just trying to do this. And he's too intelligent to worry about that stuff.
This is Adam Lind at the plate. He's in left field today. Hasn't played the outfield since 2010. And he was with Seattle last year and had a walk-off homer against the Cardinals.
I remember, too, when he was with Milwaukee playing first base and swinging a hot bat. Remember, at least one year at the trade deadline, there was a lot of talk the Cardinals were going to try to acquire him.
The 2-2. Popped foul and out of play. We had those $11 tickets for the Cubs series that went on sale at 10 a.m. this morning. Cardinals have already sold over 4,000 of those tickets. Limited amount are still available. Just head to cardinals.com/McDonald's for those $11 tickets for the Cubs and the Cardinals. Really took some off that pitch, and a strikeout is first of the afternoon.
Waka first came up, had a great changeup and a great fastball, but he didn't have really a breaking pitch, and you could see right there on that curveball how much it's improved.
It brings in Matt Skoll, hitting an even 100 this spring, and he laces a base hit into left field. First hit for the Nationals. And it brings in Michael A. Taylor.
Taylor's having a good spring.
Seems like he always does.
But yet last year they kind of handed him the center field job and just really couldn't run with it. Went out and got Adam Eaton in the offseason. Very costly trade with the White Sox.
Gave up 3 pitching prospects to get Eaton,
including their best pitching prospect.
There's that curveball again. What made Eaton even more attractive too was his contract. As he comes over to Washington, could keep him with the Nationals for 5 years and $38 million if they pick up a couple options on it. And this was a club, the Nationals, that were very hard after Chris Sale too to add him to the rotation, which already featured, as we've seen, Steven Strasburg and Max Scherzer, who's been terrific for Dusty Baker. We saw Gio Gonzalez over the weekend. They've got Joe Ross, Tanner Roark.
Yeah, they kind of, after they failed to get Sale, they kind of regrouped and said, well, we need a center fielder. They got a good pitching staff, good rotation.
1-2 the count.
They really got a good ball club, but, you know, I think there's a question mark is their, you know, closer in the bullpen. Dusty's gone to postseason with 4 different organizations now.
And it's a swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the game, both coming in this inning. 67-year-old Dusty Baker back for another season with the Nets. Is brought to you in part by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by the Chevy Silverado, the new face of strong. Chevrolet. Find new roads at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. Dexter Fowler to lead it off here in the second inning. Cardinals with 5 hits in the first and 4 runs. And a 4-0 lead against Steven Strasburg.
I remember it started with Dexter Fowler walking, putting a little pressure on him.
Well, I mentioned that Bob Gibson is in uniform here at spring training. There he is on the right, the Hall of Famer. Dusty Baker on the left. Dusty 4 for 13 and a couple of doubles.
He was a good ball player, Dusty. One of just 4 managers in Major League history to have at least 1,500 hits and 1,500 wins as a manager.
Here's a 1-1. I'm sure Dusty would be happy to remind Bob about those 4 hits too.
You wouldn't do it when you were playing.
No, sir. Here's a 2-1 pitch, and Fowler hits it out of play. Dexter Fowler, first year of a 5-year contract with the Cardinals. We talk about how much he adds to St. Louis. and what it takes away from the Cubs. Cubs very talented, as we know, and they've got a young center fielder that they like. The return of Kyle Schwarber to play the outfield or first base or catch. But, you know, Joe Madden would say, as you go, we go with Dexter Fowler, and now he's wearing Cardinal red.
Kamora is going to be that center fielder, and then they also picked up John Jay.
Here's a 2-2. Curveball and a base hit into right. So Dexter Fowler is aboard for the second time.
Oh, we all know what a tough competitor Bob Gibson was, but got a chance to rehash a story with Chris Spire. Chris Spire was a shortstop with in the Giants system in one game at Candlestick. Dave Rader was a catcher. He was just a chirper. You know, he'd stand there in the batting box, and Bob was in the batter's box, and he's chirping. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how's your family? Gibby looked down and said, he said, I just went through a divorce. And then he popped the ball up. You know, he's so mad he popped the ball up, and Rader goes, up the old shoot. You know, hey, so you're kind of some kind of smart aleck, aren't you? And, you know. So he was the first hitter. Bob hit him in the head.
Hit Spire in the head?
No, he hit Rader.
Oh.
And Spire was screaming in the dugout. Screaming, you know, you want to hit somebody, you come get me. You know, it's me. Pointing his back. Bob called over Joe Torre. He goes, Joe, I don't have my glasses. Who's that yelling at me? He goes, it's Spire. He goes, okay.
Did he get him too?
Well, you know, we were taught that you didn't let something personal. It was a one-run game, and Spire did come up the next inning, but it was a one-run game, and somehow Spire got on base. The third out to end the ball game and give you another complete game, the fly ball, and Spire is running around third, and he looks up, and he sees Bob Gibson standing between home plate and third base waiting for him, and he did a beeline.
There's a shot into right center off the bat of Diaz. Here comes Fowler. Dexter being waved in. A lead miss Diaz, 2 for 2. A pair of doubles, and it's now a 5-0 St. Louis lead.
When Bob was waiting for him between third and home, Spire saw him and just turned around and did a beeline. Remember how you could go into the clubhouse in the right field line at Candlestick?
Oh, yeah.
And just took off and ran there.
He wanted no part of Mr. Gibson.
No, he didn't want it. There he got the high fastball and just plugs it out in right field. Dexter could see right there. They kind of box up the relay coming in. The initial relay man did not cut the ball off, so there was no chance they could throw out Dexter.
And it brings in Johnny Peralta. Looks at a strike and a fastball, grounded out to short, but picked up an RBI back in the first. It's 5-0 Cardinals.
Last week when Strasburg faced the Cardinals, he was masterful in 2 innings, gave up just 1 hit, the only base runner, and that was a base hit to Johnny Peralta.
Runner at second is Diaz, and here's the 0-1. And Johnny didn't like the call. 0-2. It was tough enough when you're facing a Steven Strasburg that is on, and he was that day, and there's also winds blowing in about 25 miles an hour towards the hitter.
Yeah, that's right. Guys were trying to hit the ball out in batting practice, and nobody could.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. A high fly ball into right. Diaz will tag. That's Goodwin in position to make the catch. He does. And Diaz is safe.
That's already the third throw we've seen from Brian Goodwin out in right field, and he does have a right field throwing arm. But you leave at the right time, get over there and be aggressive. Even with a good throwing arm, you can still be safe. Saw Chris Maloney, the third base coach, signifying, hey, you've got to slide in, but slide to the infield side, not the outfield side. Sees the throw's going to come to the third baseman on the outfield side, so you see him pointing, slide in for the infield side.
Chris Maloney back for the Cardinals. St. Louis has added a couple of coaches in Mike Schilt and Ali Marmol. Marmol is at first base, and Schilt is the quality control coach. There's a look at Ali.
Chris Maloney got hit twice this past week on foul balls.
Here's Matt Adams, and that pitch misses in. Adams with a base hit, RBI, and a run scored back in the first. Infield in with a shift here in the bottom of the second. We saw Adams last year really work on taking the ball the other way too, and I thought he was much better at that a season ago.
Yeah, and I was looking at his minor league numbers. There's times where he hit the ball very well against left-handed pitching, you know, so you kind of didn't understand how they had the shift on with a lefty. Here with the right-hander, they got the shift on. Third baseman, the only one on the left side of the infield. Straight away in the outfield.
Turn him loose on 3-0. They do, and he pops it up. Long way to go for Lind, a natural first baseman in foul territory, makes the catch. Diaz will tag. The throw to the plate, not in time. Aggressive base running here in the first couple of innings by the Cardinals. RBI for Matt Adams, his second of the day and his third this spring.
Well, we've seen that they're going to challenge Adam Lind out in left field. Oh, the worst throw. Boy, I just like old-fashioned baseball where you could block home plate. You know, it's another reason why you should be very aggressive and tag up on most of these opportunities. There's Jose Oquendo. Missed him last year. We'll miss him too. Just one of our favorites.
Brings in Randall Grichuk with 2 outs and nobody on. Grichuk a base hit to left and a run scored back in the first. There's Tyler Lyons, who is coming back from multiple knee surgeries, and his bullpens have been sensational. There's a look at Alex Reyes, by the way, on the right. Reyes will spend his time this year rehabbing in St. Louis to be around the major league club. Lyons, they want to get him in some games at some point. Fielding his position is in question, but in talking with those that have seen him throw, they say he looks great.
Well, I think we've all been impressed with him the last couple of years. Seemed like, you know, when he first came up, he won his first 2 starts, major league starts, and then all of a sudden said, well, what happened? Didn't you win a couple of years without winning a game, going up and down between AAA and the big leagues? But I think now he's figured it out, and he wants to stay here. He's out of options. He more than likely is going to start the season on the disabled list, but they're going to have a tough decision, and I think he's a valuable commodity, having a third lefty in that bullpen.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. So unfortunate, the injury to Alex Reyes. Would have loved to have seen a full season, what he could do and what he means to this club.
But, you know, Dan, then you think about it, you know, I never really heard that until after he blew out the elbow and had to have Tommy John, that he did have a partial tear for a couple years.
Grichuk with a fly ball out to right. Brian Goodwin is there and makes the catch. Cardinals tack on a couple against Steven Strasburg. 6-0 after 2. Can in the ballpark. There they are, building a nest. We'll catch a game in the new Hall of Fame style and the Proficient Red Jacket Club. This is an all-inclusive club, and it commemorates the Cardinals' iconic Hall of Famers. Features an upscale buffet, full-service bar, and tickets start at just $75. They're on sale now at cardinals.com/all-inclusive.
KB will be there opening day wearing the red jacket. Cardinals do the best opening day ceremony of any ball club.
We've seen a bunch of them.
Now the Cardinal Hall of Famers on top of it.
Here's an 0-2 to Goodwin, and that's a pitch in the dirt. I got a nice text here from Jim Hayes, who says, Dan, you guys sound great. Can I have a shout out? So Jim, we miss you, and we'll see you see you shortly.
We do miss him.
He keeps it light around here.
Oh, yeah.
Jim was down here last week doing a lot of the interviews that you'll see on the pregame show. Our producer today is Tim Trokey. Here's a 2-2. Held on to by Fryer and a strikeout. That's 3 now for Waka, and he's struck out 3 of the last 4 he's seen.
Tired the first 5 in a row, gave up base hit, and now he started a little modest streak. 2 in a row, both of them via the strikeout.
Pedro Severino. One of the signings for the Nats right before spring training was Matt Wieters.
Yeah, he's going to be their everyday catcher. Severino, they feel his defense is major league ready right now. Offensively, he's a little yet to be desired. He hit well when he got called up last year.
Off the end of the bat and a base hit over Garcia into shallow right center field.
They think he's going to have a long major league career as a backup. And Wieters may be only there, he's got an opt-out after 1 year.
Have you made your votes yet for the Cardinals Hall of Fame?
I have not, because I would vote for every one of them.
It's a tough choice, isn't it? All are deserving. There's
all
no
are
doubt.
Deserving, and all of them will end up there at some point.
Corbin Joseph. That's one of my favorite days of the summer now. It's turned into a neat tradition to see the Baseball Hall of Famers come back from Cooperstown, those that are in there, and then the Cardinals Hall of Famers and the Red Jackets. Here's a 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Corbin grounded out to short, first time up to start this game. Cardinals had their collective ERA slip from a major league best 2.99 to 13th a year ago. And the rotation will feature Michael Waka, Carlos Martinez, Mike Leake, Lance Lynn, and Adam Wainwright. We see this spring Cardinals have pitched very well, 3.09. Line drive that is off the glove of Garcia and into right. Force play at second, and he held on. It's an out. Nice work by Diaz and a heads-up play by Bader.
Severino, he had to hold, but he saw the ball deflect off. But look at Bader. Came running in, unloaded that ball. No hesitation at all, and gets an assist. That was big league play there too.
And with 2 outs, it's Stephen Drew. John Mozeliak termed it a year ago, in terms of position players in the minor leagues, a gap year. Felt that the pitching was pretty good, and we saw that with obviously a guy like Alex Reyes coming up, Luke Weaver. But a gap year with position players, but that has changed with Wisdom and Bader and some of the others that we talk about. Carson Kelly did come up last year.
Use that same term with me, gap year. Because I asked him, and I said, I thought there was more, position players, young position players in this camp than I can remember for a while. And he disagreed with me, but he said, yeah, it was a gap year. But still got some really good young pitching, too.
Here's an 0-1. Instead of check on the runner at first. Cardinals first time out of the playoffs since 2010, a year ago. It was really a frustrating year, too, at home. The Cardinals led the major leagues in road wins. They had 48. And it was just their 13th losing home record in 125 years of Cardinals baseball.
And last year was the first year that they did not win 50 games at home in New Busch Stadium 3's short history. If you won 48 games on the road in your normal 50 plus, there you are. You're flirting with 100 again, and you wouldn't be 17 and a half games behind the Cubs.
0-2 pitch. Fought off. Hit down the left field line. Slicing out of play.
We've seen this inning. We've seen Waka throw over to first base a few times. You saw him vary his move to the plate. The last one kind of a modified quick pitch. That is something that the Cardinal pitchers, starting pitchers, were very poor at last year. Is they allowed a lot of base stealing. And, Yachty had no chance. A lot of time he couldn't even throw the ball because they stole off the pitcher.
Here's the 0-2.
That time he held it a little bit longer, take the spring out of a base stealer.
It was surprising. Molina only threw out 18 of 85 base stealers against him. That's 21%. That's half of what he had done in the past overall.
Normally teams wouldn't even run against him, but the pitchers were so poor at holding runners on. And, that's why he didn't get the Gold Glove.
It was his run of 8 consecutive that came to an end. Matter of fact, there was not a Cardinal that won a Gold Glove for the first time since 2007. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Stephen Drew. The changeup taken in the dirt.
As long as it's in the dirt, that's what you want to see. .48 pitches.
You see a right-hander come in for the Nationals, it looks like. That'll be up for Strasburg. So Stephen Drew draws the walk. A couple of hits and a walk in this inning. Extends it to Ryan Zimmerman. 6-0 Cardinals here in the top of the third. Scheduled to pitch today, Austin Gomber, Kevin Segrist. It'll be his first action. Brett Cecil, who is nasty if you haven't seen him yet. Matt Bowman and Zach Phillips for St. Louis. Curveball misses low and away. Zimmerman, first time up, grounded out to first. And he was the one that broke up the no-hitter against Michael Waka that we were talking about earlier.
And that was just a infield hit, just kind of a scratch swinging bunt type variety.
Down low and outside. Now Fryer out to visit.
Glad to see Eric Fryer back. A very positive impression last year when he broke camp with the Cardinals. Remember, he had a 6-game hitting streak, 6 for 10. Kind of the hard way, getting 1 at bat a day.
A week.
Yeah, well, and then he did get 1 start, and you thought he was going to, well, his batting average would go down, and he got 2 or 3 hits in that game.
Here's a 2-0 pitch. Zimmerman fouls it back. 3 for 9 in his career against Michael Waka. It was a ball that was hit just over the outstretched glove of the 6'7" Waka.
Right.
Barely missed it. and a clean hit. Pete Kozma charged. Adams was stretching at first, and he beat it out. Popped out. Adams over. Foul territory. And he makes the catch. Nationals strand a couple. The Birds are back. Strasburg, his day is through. Cardinals got to him and put up 6 runs on 7 hits. Matt Albers is our Chevy Colt to the pen. We saw him over the weekend, and another appearance here against the Cardinals. He went 2-6 last year. He's bounced around the big leagues and now trying to find a spot in the bullpen with Washington.
He's had a decent spring. To be his 4th outing. He's picked up 2 wins already and hasn't allowed a run this spring.
And a strike to Greg Garcia. Brett Cecil starting to throw in the Cardinals pen, so that'll be it for Michael Waka. I think fans are going to like Cecil. He's a guy that we haven't seen a lot of because he's been playing north of the border and in the American League East. And we were doing the game, his first appearance, and you saw a couple breaking balls, and you said, whoa, got your attention.
Did you see his last appearance? The Mets liked him too.
Uh-oh.
6 runs, didn't record an out.
I was just talking about the good things.
Well, but I mean, I think we're going to see more indicative of what he showed you in that first outing.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Garcia. Fly to left his first time up. So Waka is through, and that's Wainwright talking to him.
I'd love to see that, you know, not only when it's Wainwright, but starting pitchers really kind of get together with the other starters. They watch them warm up before a game. They go and see their bullpen sessions.
2-2 is a ground ball right side and a base hit. Off the glove of Robinson into shallow right, and Garcia picks up his first hit of the afternoon.
You know, Greg, as you mentioned, has a knack for getting on base. You know, he'll walk, he'll get hit by pitches. He's got an outstanding batting average as a pinch hitter. A couple of hits yesterday, going the opposite way. Here he pulls the ball, and when Clint Robinson, the first baseman, deflected it, he deflected it behind the second baseman.
Michael Waka, by the way, 53 pitches.
And Zach Phillips was warming up, another left-hander, just if he had trouble getting through that inning. So usually he was like around 50-55 pitches today. Ends it with 53.
Patrick Wisdom fouls it back. Wisdom, an RBI base hit. He now has driven in 4 this spring.
Strasburg in his 2 tough innings threw 47 pitches.
Here's an 0-1 pitch.
I was talking to Wisdom before the game. You know, they say he's outstanding defensive. You know, they've always said he had the best infield arm in the organization. He's a big kid. You know, he's been to camp quite a bit, but now he's starting to put things together mentally.
Well, we've seen it a lot. You know, sometimes it takes a while for a player to put it all together physically, and then the mental side, certainly at this level.
And Dan, you know, think about it. When you play at this level, everyone's somewhat on par physical abilities, but it's the mental aspects that separates the player from the superstar.
And a foul ball that catches Severino, and he is down. Ouch.
You know, sometimes you got those shin guards, but there are folds in the kneecap, and sometimes a ball will hit and get in between those paddings and feel like you don't have any protection. A lot of sympathy Dusty had for him. Go get him, kid. Dusty's one of my favorites. Look on the foot that time.
Seeing he and Tony La Russa go at it over the years was a lot of fun.
Oh.
San Francisco and Chicago.
And he played for Tony at the end of his career.
Right.
And Dusty told me that Tony wanted him to be on his coaching staff at one point. You know, when he first retired, and he had loftier goals, and I'd say it worked out. 4 different organizations. He's been the manager, and he's taken all 4 of them to the postseason. Second winningest manager among the active players, just behind Bochy, and wins.
The 2-2. Wisdom. Soft liner to first, and the catch made by Robinson.
If he had any desire to drop that ball and try and get a double play, but the way that ball, that might have had a lot of English if that hit the ground and spun away from him, so you're better off catching it.
Here's Harrison Bader. Bader, a base hit to right. RBI, his first time up.
You mentioned such a young player and already knocking at the finished last year at the AAA. But you'd have to really think that he's probably, if something were to happen and you need an outfielder, he'd be the first to be called up.
He'd be in that conversation for sure.
Definitely be in the conversation.
Right now, you've got Bader and Jose Martinez, Jordan Schaefer, Tommy Pham, all trying to make this club. Here's the 0-1.
You think out of that group you just talked about, 1 or 2 of them will be with a big league club. Jose Martinez has been extremely impressive. I mean, you know, and you've seen what Tommy Pham can do at the major league level.
Here's a 1-1. Pitch that's taken inside. Talk about the dog days of summer. We're getting close to the dog days of spring training. Getting there.
Tougher on some people than others.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. Chased the ball way out of the zone. Albers in relief of Steven Strasburg, who went just 2 innings, gave up 7 hits and 6 runs.
1 walk, the leadoff walk to Fowler to start the game, no strikeouts.
Only play across the diamond as Garcia was running, and that was close at first.
Yes. Skol may have taken a little more time, not realizing the kid was going to hustle all the way out of the box. Garcia was running on the pitch. Here the third baseman looks over there, take a couple crow hops, flips it over there, and Bader made it close.
And it brings in Fryer. Struck out his first time up. First pitch drops in for a strike. It was the ill-fated signing of Brian Pena, and then Fryer made the club. Picked up then by Pittsburgh, re-signs with the Cardinals. Cardinals said goodbye to Pena, who is with Kansas City.
And I believe our buddy Tony Cruz is now with the Pirates. Didn't really get a shot at all with the Kansas City Royals. And Pena goes back to a spot where he was prior to going to Cincinnati, right?
That's right. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Pirates, Padres, a P team.
Oh. So Cruz is with the Padres, we're told. Here's a 1-2. Yadier Molina last year, 1,218 innings behind the plate. That was a career high.
Yeah.
But Yeti at 365 in the second half. Fryer off the end of the bat into center, and a diving catch, nicely done. Michael Taylor to take a hit and a runaway. We played 3. 6-0 St. Louis. Up if you just joined us, a lot of pitches, as Al was talking about, down in the zone. So with that, ground balls, 3 innings, couple of hits, no runs, walked 1 and struck out 3. The outing for Michael Waka. We saw some pretty good breaking balls mixed in too.
Absolutely. Everything was Going in the right direction there. May have tired a little bit at the end, but you'd have to think that Cardinal Brain Trust is very pleased with what they've seen from Waka.
No doubt. So here's the free agent signing, Brett Cecil, the lefty. So our Chevy called to the pen. That pitch taken high. And we're underway here in the fourth. Clint Robinson at the plate.
Cecil's a big kid.
He's got 3 lefties here in this inning lined up. Robinson, Lind, and Skoll.
He is 6'3", 235. They turned 31 on July the 2nd. Signed a 4-year contract. Nobody can say the Cardinals didn't spend money on him.
30+ million. That's the pitch that stands out. He's got a really good breaking ball.
And he usually throws more than 50% breaking balls, which is a high percentage. But like you say, it's got a late bite. Former #1 draft pick of Toronto. Was a starter earlier in his career.
1-2 pitch in the dirt. 2-2. And not just a lefty specialist, but can get right-handers out too.
He's averaged 11 strikeouts per 9 innings for his 4th consecutive season.
Here's a 2-2 pitch, and he struck him out. Froze him with that curveball. It's a good one.
He just had a nightmare inning in
Port St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie last week.
However, the last 4 years, one of the better lefty relievers in all of baseball.
Like you say, north of the border up there pitching for Toronto. Not the most familiar name to us, but if you talk to anybody in the American League, they'll tell you he's one of the best.
Now it's Adam Lind, and there's strike 1. Cardinals about hit the Nationals 8-2, and they lead 6-0. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Got a couple of different variations too with that curveball. We saw first time out the true 12-6.
I think he throws it at different angles and speeds, and to try and make it look more than one pitch.
And the 1-1. Cardinals will miss Zach Duke, who was so good. The stretch run for St. Louis and the trade from the White Sox. He had Tommy John, so he's out.
Well, that was kind of a shock. You know, it all of a sudden, like you said, was so good down the stretch. And once he was acquired at the deadline. But he told me that he had the partial tear since 2009.
You'd have to say that a lot of guys deal with that, where they have a slight tear, but they're able to pitch through it.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of when that ligament finally gives way.
Yeah, and then like in case of Reyes, you know, hey, let's get it out of the way. He's so young.
2-2, and he struck him out. Another curveball. Back-to-back Ks for Brett Cecil.
Set up outside, and there you see the breaking ball, and keeps it well out there, sells it to left-handed hitter, has no chance of making contact.
Strike 1 on Matt Skoll, who singled to left and picked up the first hit for the Nationals in this game. The 2 hits, one by Skoll, the other by Severino. And the 0-1 by Cecil. He's a strike away from striking out the side.
And steady diet of breaking balls. You know, the outing he had at Port St. Lucie, that's the way I pitched in spring training. You know, you go out there and throw 3 pitches and get 3 outs. You don't get any work.
There you go.
So I always, you know, gave up 4 or 5 hits, a couple walks and everything, and I got my work in.
Probably not the best game plan, but if it worked for you, hey, so be it.
I mean, I used to early go to big league camp and have a chance to make the team, and Red couldn't get him out of here. You know, he's horrible. AAA manager said, I don't want him. AA manager said, I don't want him, but I have to take him. And then in June, I'd go to the big leagues.
Perfect way to draw it up.
Yeah. Then at the end, I had to stay with the team, but I always consider myself to be one of the worst pitchers in Florida in spring training. But flip a switch.
The 2-2. I'd love to see Red down here at some point this spring training, but probably won't make it down here. We'll see him on opening day. But you know he's watching right now.
Yeah, 94 years of age and still hunting every day. That Parrott family would be in trouble.
Yes, they would be. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball foul.
They say he's still the best shot around.
They go duck hunting. They got to give him a little nudge to wake up. Likes to catnap, and then all of a sudden, bam. Catch his ease when you can, man.
Yeah.
I think that's why you struggled down in Florida. Maybe you didn't sleep enough. You were out running. And I don't mean to get in shape. See, that's spring training.
That brings up a story of.
Let's just keep it clean.
Reese and I, rooming together. We were committed. We were going to really make the team, and didn't go out, didn't do anything. Probably weren't going to make the team, so we went out and celebrated one night.
Was it a long night? I take it.
No, but we came back, and every night, somebody on the the kitchen crew would wake us up.
Taylor with a drive into right center. And that ball will get down. Skoll on his way to third. So runners at the corners. Cecil was a strike away from getting out of the inning, and now 2 men on with 2 outs.
Michael Taylor's got a lot of talent. Tried to give him the center field job last year and couldn't hold on to it. And then went and got Adam Eaton, but he's having a good spring this year.
And brings in Brian Goodwin. Cecil in relief. Michael Waka. Cardinals a 6-run lead here in the top of the 4th. And that's ball 1. Big gap in right center. And the 1-0 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike.
They say Goodwin maybe a little old to be considered a prospect. He's 26. But he had a good year last year at AAA. He hit .280, 14 home runs, 68 RBIs.
One and 2. So again, 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Goodwin off to a slow start here in spring training. Average now down to .067. 1-2 instead another check.
Dan, Cecil was invited to the USA team, and he's going to wait and try to go to the second round.
Round 2. They make it.
Yep. They make it. Might see O back real quick, huh?
Yep. His club is down 0-2 in their series.
But he's pitched well.
Yeah, he's pitched very well. He was here briefly and then had to fly cross country and then join up with his team overseas. Here's a 2-2 pitch. And he strikes out the side. Sad news to pass along our Fox family. The passing of Bill Webb, directed 17 World Series starting in 1996. Helped Fox win 30 Emmys in postseason baseball coverage. He'll be missed. And the passing of Bill Webb, our thoughts and prayers with his family. A call to the pen, Jacob Turner. He pitched over the weekend against the Cardinals. Looked good. He's a St. Louis kid out of Westminster High School. And we were talking about it the other day. One of his catchers, when he would do a lot of work in the offseason, is Cardinals manager Cardinals manager Mike Matheny. 16 years of Tony, sometimes it slips. Here's Dexter Fowler. And he looks at a strike. Fowler on base twice, scored a couple of runs. He has walked and singled. There's some of the numbers on Fowler a year ago. So he made the All-Star team, his first time he's ever been a part of the National League squad. On base percentage of .393.
And for his career, you know, he's been high on base percentage.
On base for the third time today, Dexter Fowler.
A walk, base hit. He's already scored 2 runs. Now his second hit of the game.
And his afternoon is through. Todd Cunningham, a pinch run for Fowler.
And Paul DeYoung, another Cardinal, that young player that has really opened the eyes of the major league staff.
So DeYoung will pinch hit for Diaz, who was 2 for 2 with a couple of doubles. It was Aaron Rowan that told DeYoung that he was moving from third base to short. He has gotten some work at third, a little bit at second too in this camp. And Aaron Rowan, the former center fielder, was his manager in the Arizona Fall League. And the first pitch by Turner is a strike. DeYoung played collegiately at Illinois State.
23 years of age, won't be 24 until August 2nd.
Here's the 0-1.
Texas League All-Star. Also a member of the Arizona Fall League Rising Star game.
Kevin Segrist throwing in the Cardinals pen. And this will be his first live action of spring. DeYoung with a fly ball into center. And the catch is made. MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, enjoy nearly 300 spring training games and the 2017 World Baseball Classic. Visit MLB.TV for details.
You know, we've talked so much about Brett Cecil, but don't forget Kevin Segrist is one of the best setup men in all of baseball. So you're just adding to that setup core for Mike Matheny.
I think the bullpen is going to be one of the best in baseball. I really do. When you look at it all coming back and Rosenthal getting back to where he was, you talk about Segrist, some power arms and good arms. Little check swing that rolls foul.
That'd be Segrist's first outing at the big league level. He was set back a little bit, little tenderness in the shoulder, and why rush it? He'll be ready.
Well, just so many appearances that he's had the last 3 years. You know, let him do the side sessions, get him in some games, and be ready to go. Here's a 1-1 pitch inside.
And Dan, you know, for a reliever, a guy like Segrist, it's only one inning. You know, there you see the 148 appearances since 2015, third most. And, you know, you don't really have to stretch a guy out.
Popped up into shallow left center, and the catch is made. Boy, that's a good play.
It really is. And the one thing you talk about Joseph is, you know, didn't look like the left fielder or center fielder wanted to take charge, so keep on going back until you're called off. He wasn't called off. It's a tough play for the shortstop looking over his shoulder. Much easier for the outfielders coming in.
Here's Adams. See Turner really struggling with the breaking ball here this inning. He's with the Cubs at one point, Miami, Detroit.
He's a non-roster player, right? But every time you take the mound, you're auditioning, not only for Mike Maddox, you know, your pitching coach, and Dusty Baker, your manager, but you know, you're auditioning for all those scouts that are in the stands.
Yeah, strike on Adams. 2-1 to count.
All the scouts right there, writing down everything. Scout
2-2.
Scout school.
Simba's there. You can see John Mozeliak. He's watching every day with his team and the front office that's been assembled. Some of these scouts could have head to Port St. Lucie to see Tim Tebow.
Oh yeah,
playing a game today.
Terry Collins likes it, you know, wants to keep him around. He wanted him to come to camp when it began, but the Mets didn't allow that. But apparently now he's going to get a chance. Former Heisman Trophy winner, hadn't played since high school until last year. He went to the Arizona Fall League, and when he struck out 30% of the time.
And that is fouled back by Adams. Tim Tebow. Yeah. The 2-2 pitch against the shift. Here she comes. And Adams strikes out. Cardinals strand a runner. And we played 4. Redbirds on top. It's 6-0. The left-hander, Kevin Segrist, who's been so good out of the bullpen last handful of years. Season ago, 67 appearances, went 6-3. ERA was under 3. Changes for the Cardinals. Tovar takes over at third. DeYoung at short. Jose Martinez at first. Cunningham stays in the game. He'll take over for Bader and right. Bader moves to center for Fowler. And there they are. All the changes right there. Great work by Tom Mee to capture all the sights and sounds of this contest.
He's the best.
You're not going to get anything by him, Al.
No.
That's just not going to happen. So Segrist in, and it's Pedro Severino at the plate. And the first pitch is taken for a ball. Cardinals have just done an amazing job developing players, and here's another one on the mound, and Kevin Segrist, homegrown product and a very good one. Go ahead, Al.
No.
I know you want to.
You guys made so much fun of it. Took all the fun out of it from me.
Oh, get over it.
Wait till it rains.
Well, it was a little rainy earlier, and I couldn't believe that Tom Mee didn't go to the shot when Michael Waka actually did use the Roboski to clean his cleats. That's the only thing, Al, that they've done for the pitchers since 1970.
Now, this one looks a little better. It looks like more of a wire brush rather than the plastic, which clogs your shoes up even more. Done everything for the hitters. That's the only thing for the pitchers.
Quit your whining. Here's a 2-2. But anytime that you can get that shot in a broadcast, I'll tell you what, ratings seem to skyrocket
too.
See, this is where we need Jim Hayes down here. Maybe go visit with some of the fans. He's had some memorable interviews over the years.
Oh, yeah.
I can think of one that stands out
from the
from
left field bleachers. You know.
AT rooftop.
Yeah, the rooftop. That was a.
It was classic.
Classic.
Go to bat. It's fouled back by Corbin Joseph.
Never know what a Cardinal fan may say to you, or think you're safe with an elderly person. And
well, as Jim said, I'm going to tempt fate one more time and go back to the well. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Talk about at this ballpark, left-handed batter against a left-handed pitcher, where it's very tough to pick up the ball in the backdrop here for whatever reason.
Well, they also say too, when you have a pitcher that is very tall.
0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, charging Garcia, and he makes the play.
Now Segrist kind of short arms the ball a little bit, but if you had a left-handed pitcher that released the ball high over his head, they kind of they lose it in the backdrop, because you see they kind of have the hitting cages back there, and then the top part you can see through, and they say it's very difficult because of that hitting backdrop.
We're about 6 miles away from the ocean, and you do have the breezes coming in from the ocean. More times than not at this ballpark it blows in. It's not a hitter's ballpark at all. I remember Barry Bonds, we talked to him before a game last year. He felt that this was the toughest ballpark to hit in professional baseball anywhere.
Really. And it's like the Florida State League has always been known as a pitcher's league, because you got these big ballparks that they use in spring training. So it's not a small little intimate ballpark where the ball flies.
Here's a 1-0 pitch to Stephen Drew.
A lot of times you'll have a Florida State League home run champion will have home runs, like 15 home runs will win it.
And a fly ball lifted out to left, backing up. Grichuk makes the catch. Runner not tagging. And there's 2 down.
And the Cardinals have already hit more home runs in this ballpark this year than they did a year ago, when they led the National League in home runs.
I've got numbers for you to back that up. If you want them. Only if you want them. Marlins hit 2 in 449 at-bats at this ballpark last spring. Cardinals 5 in 427. They shattered those in 1 game last week.
Right after you and Ricky talked about no home runs are going to be hit here, and there was 5 in that game.
Boom, boom, boom. Ricky's working on the radio side this spring, as well as the TV. We'll be with Ricky Ankiel tomorrow, Brad Thompson over the weekend. Just think, Al, I get to break these guys in and just torment them, put them on the spot. You're going to give
do
them any
to them
advice?
what I did to you?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, they won't survive.
No, they won't.
Thin-skinned.
Got to have thick skin in this game.
You do.
I know you would not survive fantasy camp if you had thin skin. You guys are brutal on those campers. They pay a lot of money and they get made fun of for 4 days.
Well, but by the same token, if you observe, if you're not so thin-skinned and you observe, sometimes we're just as mean to each other.
It is fun. I loved it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I don't know if I ever told you I had a walk-off winning base hit. Just a line shot to right. So memorable.
I saw it.
And the campers are still talking about it even to this day. Nice work by Segrist. It's 6-0. Sports Midwest is brought to you in part by your local St. Louis Hyundai dealers. Better drive us. By Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life. We're your shield. We're your shelter. And by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket you play gives back to schools across Missouri, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. Here's Randall Grichuk. And the first pitch by Turner is driven into right center. It's another extra base hit for the Cardinals. As Grichuk is thinking 3. On his way to third. Triple Randall Grichuk. His second hit today.
And last season, when Grichuk came back to the big league club after his second time in the minor leagues, he really learned something and did something. And he's swung the bat very well all spring.
He's got tremendous power. You can see he's got pretty good speed also. The triple right there. They look like the relay men just didn't anticipate he might go to third, and he was halfway. There could have been a play, but they didn't throw it. This is Jacob Turner's second inning of work.
So Valera is the pinch runner for Grichuk. And a ball high to Greg Garcia. 2 balls and no strikes. Garcia 1 for 2 today. It's base hit off the glove of Robinson over at first. And it trickled into right. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Fly ball into shallow center. Catch is made. Valera will tag. Here comes a throw to the plate. And safe. Severino barehanded that
he
ball.
tried to barehand it. You know, Dan, there was a time, and you see Taylor's got all the skill level here and unloads the ball, bounces here. The catcher tries to barehand it. But there was a time that clubs would experiment with, say, a play like that. The pitcher would come by. If he was a right-handed pitcher, he'd come by to back up the play. He'd hand his glove, a fielder's glove, to the catcher and use the fielder's glove to try and catch that ball rather than, a catcher's mitt. But catcher's mitt now are so much more pliable. And so most of the time they're almost like an extension of a first baseman's glove.
Interesting.
Much more pliable rather than the old pizza glove where
Sure.
it just had that pocket in the middle.
Here's Jordan Schaefer trying to make this club as a utility man, outfielder, base stealer, pitcher. He has all that in his resume. 2-1 pitch. 2-2. Now he's been an opening day center fielder for 2 different organizations, Minnesota and the Atlanta Braves.
Can we also see him in Houston?
He was there.
Yeah.
Talking with him the other day, he said he just got sidetracked with a lot of injuries over the last 3 years. And it was the type of injuries that were significant, where he missed a lot of time, got buried. And now he lines a shot to second, and Drew is there to make the catch. 2 outs. And it brings in Harrison Bader. Started in right field, is shifted to center. Bader today with an RBI base hit, and he's also grounded out to third. And with swing and a miss. And the curveball drops in for a ball, and it evens it up in 1 ball and 1 strike. Two strikes on Bader. 1-2 the count. Check swing, and he did go. Strikeout of Bader. Turner has struck out 2 in 2 innings of work. Cardinals add to their lead 7-0 as we head to the 6th. See the Cardinals and the Cubs in early April for $11. Those tickets, thanks to McDonald's, went on sale this morning at 10 a.m. Cardinals have already sold over 4,000 of those, and a limited amount remains. So make sure you get your tickets right now. Log on cardinals.com/McDonald's and get those $11 tickets. Dexter Fowler. Making sure you got to have the pen. Make sure it works. It doesn't work. Give me that one. All right.
We had a good day today.
There's a line drive into center, and it gets by. That was Bader, and Soto is on his way to second base. Bader started in right and now in center field.
Comes in here, dives, goes off the end of his glove. Left fielder backing up the plate, gets it back in. This is Arturo Reyes is our new pitcher, and it's our Chevy call to the bullpen. The other day I asked Derek Lilliquist about some of the young pitchers, and he specifically mentioned Reyes. You know, he talked about the fact that he comes in and gets ground balls. Very quick worker.
This is Rhett Wiseman. You can never have enough pitching. I mean, it's so cliche, but so true, to the point that the average major league team a year ago went through 27 of them to get through a season.
27.
Here's an 0-1 pitch to Wiseman. Nothing in 2.
Reyes was a teammate of Marco Gonzalez at Gonzaga. 40th round selection. 1205th player overall back in the 2013 first year player draft. He spent the whole time at Memphis last year. Had a couple injuries, but was 9-4.
0-2 pitch, fouled back. One of the things they've done here at Roger Dean, they've added some of the shading apparatuses, if you will, for folks here on those hot summer days. And it does get hot down here, boy, and they've added that to help out the fans. I don't think we've ever had a ball make it into the booth here.
We have not.
A late swing and a strikeout of Wiseman.
Kind of a hanging breaking ball, but it was just bad enough that it was effective. Stayed up a little bit. But what Derek Lilliquist liked about Reyes is he just came in here firing strikes and got ground balls. Pitched 4 innings, had 9 ground ball outs.
Here's Grant Green. He started over the weekend against the Cardinals. He was with San Francisco a year ago. He's got a little big league time under his belt. He's pitch hitting for Skoll. Cardinals pitching's been pretty good today. All began with Michael Waka, who was very sharp.
Yeah, Dan, you can really say all spring. You know, a couple bad innings here and there, but
0-1 pitch is a fly ball tailing towards the gap in right center, and it gets down, and with that Soto will score, and the Nationals get on the board to make it 7-1. Ball gets in the air here. You never give up on it.
no, it seems like a big spacious outfield.
Yeah.
The ball up a little bit where they're getting it in the air rather than the ground balls. Plugs a gap out there, and Cunningham, the right fielder, yielded to the center fielder Bader. Got it back in quickly, but not before, as you said, Soto scored.
Here's Michael Taylor. 1 for 2 today. That's the 6th hit for the Nationals this afternoon. Runner at second is Green. And that's well hit out to left. And it's off the wall. Green being waved in. He will score. And that makes it 7-2. Back-to-back doubles. Or rather, that's a long single for Taylor. I'm not sure if he thought that was gone.
Never assume, right? Let's watch him. No, he didn't think it was gone, but a left fielder played it very well and got it back in the infield. Garcia played it off the wall and kept him to a single.
Here's Brian Goodwin. 7-2 Cardinals here in the top of the 6th. Goodwin 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. His average has dipped to 0.63 this spring. Good changeup.
Take a look at that changeup for you. Kept a good pitch. See it sinking down and away beyond his reach. You know, Dan, a lot of times, remember I said Derek Wohlquist was pleasantly surprised with Arturo and really liked what he's seen. But a lot of times you almost want to see a guy struggle a little bit and see how they handle it. You can't learn a whole lot about a guy when everything is good. But you can find out about his mental makeup. When all of a sudden he struggles a little bit, does he complicate it? Does he battle his way through it? Or does he give up?
2-1 tied him up 2-2. And as you know, I mean, for guys like Reyes, they're trying to make an impression. These outings are critical.
Sure they are. And now that the minor league camp has started, we've had two young pitchers that left good positive impressions.
2-2 pitch. There's your ground ball. Can they turn 2? Out at second and out at first. 4-6-3 on the double play. Nationals get on the board. Valera, DeYoung, Martinez, and the double play. West, many of you at work, so remember you can stream the game on Fox Sports Go. Download the Fox Sports Go app or visit foxsportsgo.com for Cardinals baseball. At the plate, it's Eric Fryer. Third inning of work for Turner. Oh, you didn't miss a minute of that Blues action last night, did you, Al?
No,
with your
I did not.
Fox Sports Go app. Big win over the Wild. 2-0 is bounced to short. And there's one away. You and June huddled up, got the phone out, cuddled, and watched a little.
Lot of cuddling.
Lot of cuddling, and
Oh yeah.
watch a little
I watch
hockey.
the Blues, man. They get me fired up. They're cuddling. Cuddle, cuddle. Cuddle, cuddle. Want to come over and join us?
No, Al. We're not going to go there. There's Todd Cunningham. Well, I did hear you on your Valentine's radio spot. I thought you did great work.
No, 4 years in a row. Still smooching.
Yeah, you actually making the smoochy sound on the radio spot. Some of your best work. Here's a high fly ball off the bat of Cunningham. Short of the track, and Goodwin makes the catch. Turner's gotten the first two.
Anyway, the minor leaguers now in camp. The Cardinals did make a couple moves, sent a couple of young pitchers that really weren't. I think they came over from the STEP program. Jake Woodford and also Junior Fernandez, but two guys that they left really positive impressions.
It's Alex Reyes, the #1 prospect with the Cardinals, done for the year.
And Dr. Poletti performed it right here in West Palm. They have medical privileges at one of the local hospitals, and flew in some of his instruments.
So Dr. Poletti yesterday. He's here in camp.
Good to have him back.
A swing and a miss by Paul DeYoung. No balls and 2 strikes. It could be interesting how the Cardinals try to ease him back. Talking about Reyes next year and where you can use him, where he goes. How much can you use him?
Yeah, it was going to be interesting this year, you know, because you were going to have some innings limitations on him.
Goodwin can't get that ball, and DeYoung is aboard. A 2-out base hit. Here are the top prospects, MLB.com. Alex Reyes, then Carson Kelly and Luke Weaver. Delvin Perez, he was the first-round pick a year ago. Shortstop. Harrison Bader, Sandy Alcantara. We've seen him a bit down here in spring. Sierra, seen a lot of him. Flaherty pitched yesterday. Dakota Hudson, they're very high on him. And number 10, as you mentioned, Al, Junior Fernandez, part of the step camp.
You know, you didn't see DeYoung on that list, but I bet he's that might be amended to put him on it now, what he's done this camp.
I think MLB.com had him at number 11, so doesn't make the top 10, but it's always changing. I mean, month by month, it seems like it changes. Alex came into camp, too, in good shape. He had dropped about 10, 15 pounds. And was ready to roll.
Martinez, one of the top young players several years ago to come out of Venezuela that had a very serious knee injury, kind of affected 3 years. Only player with a transplanted meniscus in his knee. Won a batting championship, Pacific Coast League, batting over 380. Didn't get called up by Kansas City. Last year he did reach the big leagues after over just about 900 minor league games, and he has really opened up some eyes. He opened up my eyes last year with 2 special at bats against Chapman. 2 best at bats I ever saw any Cardinal take against Chapman anytime.
Cardinals believe he's got a quick bat, one of the quickest bats in the organization, and proved himself as a good pinch hitter late last season. Can play first base, can play the outfield.
Yeah. Just a little versatility,
Yeah.
you know, showing the first base ability, and you know, it's got the pop. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs this spring.
2 balls and 1 strike on Martinez. DeYoung, your runner at first base.
They said when he was young he could really run too before he had that knee injury. He's always been noted to have a very strong throwing arm from the outfield.
The other day in the game that we were doing, outfield assist from left field. Can play right too. Three and 1 the count. So far this spring, batting .350, 3 home runs, and he's driven in 7. And he hits a rope out to left center field. That ball will get down. Couple of hops to the wall. DeYoung being waved in. He will score as they miss the cut. And Martinez now up to 8 RBIs this spring.
Well, that's the way he swing the bat. You know, I mean, the ball just jumps off his bat. He's having a very good spring, and all these scouts have had to take some notice of him, the way he's swinging the bat. And he's very much in the running for an outfield spot for the Cardinals on that bench.
So a 2-out rally here for the Cardinals, and they pick up a run to make it 8-2. Wilfredo Tovar took over at third base. First plate appearance of the afternoon, and takes strike 1. Ground ball that's hit to short. Low throw, but kept into the glove of Clint Robinson. Martinez picks up another RBI. 8-2 Cardinals. It's allow fans to celebrate a common interest while enjoying access to a unique promotional item or exclusive pregame event. For more information, visit cardinals.com/theme. The second inning of work for Reyes as we start play here in the 7th inning. Reyes gave up 2 runs in the 6th. 8-2 Cardinals. This is Reed at the plate. And he takes a strike to even it up. Al Raboski alongside Dan McLaughlin with you. Tim Trokey, our producer. Tom Mee, our director. And we hope you're enjoying Cardinals baseball wherever you may be. First time since the 1950s that Vin Scully will not be behind the microphone calling baseball.
It's going to be odd, isn't it?
It really will be. Going to Dodger Stadium when he always had the chance to visit with him, which was a thrill.
Very gracious gentleman. Never aged. You know?
It didn't seem that way.
No, not at all.
Sharp. Looked the same every year.
Got to do something that is your dream. Do every game by yourself.
Oh, what a lucky man he was. Now, Al, my dream is working with you and Tim and Jimmy and Rick and Brad and Todd Hollinsworth and Preston Wilson. I'm missing somebody. Ricky and Keel. There's a strikeout for Reyes.
And it always helps to be honest.
Well, I'm very honest. We go up in this booth, Al, and there's not a word that's uttered by us that isn't true honesty.
About time for a disclaimer.
Wilmer Defoe, he is a top 10 prospect for the Nationals. He started the other day against the Cardinals. Middle infielder. Fouled back quickly. No balls, 2 strikes.
He's one of their prospects.
And a base hit on a 0-2 pitch.
They got a young outfielder that everybody raves about, Victor Robles, 19 years of age. He's a plus in every category.
1 out base hit, and it brings in Emmanuel Burris. We've seen him before. Big league time, switch hitter.
One with the Giants, didn't he?
One out. Let's see if he can't get that double play. That's what ended the 6th inning for Reyes after a couple of runs had scored.
And like I said, you know, that's what Lilliquist likes about him. Works fast, quick, and gets a lot of ground balls.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Well, if he works quickly, the commissioner will appreciate that. That has been his, it seems like, his #1 goal is to try to speed up games.
I could make a very good suggestion. Tell the umpires to call strikes.
Certain umpires, the strike zone is tiny. 1-2 the count.
Keep the hitters in the batter's box. You know, something they did one year. Lucas.
With a scoreless inning the other day. It was Blaze Ilsley, the bullpen coach. He's back for another year. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Burris. There's a ground ball off the glove, though, of Reyes. And Burris is out. He lets that go. That's a double play. It's one of those situations, though, you can't fault a pitcher.
Yeah.
It's reactionary.
You're a competitor. You know, you see the ball coming back at you. You think you're going to catch it and turn the double play, but slowed it down. And then Valera had no chance to get a double play.
So on that replay, that was a near collision, too.
You know, the runner has to allow the defensive man an opportunity to field the ball.
Here's Chris Heisey. He's proven himself to be one of the top pinch hitters in the game. And he picks up a base hit and an RBI here. Excuse me, check swing, base hit.
Yeah, we were thinking home run Heisey, and there you get a check swing, and
that scores Defoe, and it's now an 8-3 game here in the top of the 7th.
the thing of beauty.
Heisey, we saw him for a number of years with Dusty Baker in Cincinnati, and when he became available, Dusty said, "That's my guy, go get him."
Yeah, knew he could hit some home runs for him coming off the bench.
Natali Soto, the hitter, takes strike 1. It's got to be frustrating for Reyes, realizing he probably had a double play. That doesn't go his way, and then you get the check swing and a base hit.
You kind of fool a guy, but it comes out negative for you and positive for the hitter.
Here's the 0-1. Well, one of the changes in the game this year will be the use of a dugout signal instead of the traditional 4-pitch walk.
I've seen games won and lost on intentional walks.
Intentional walk every 2.6 games last year, so it rarely happened.
How much is it going to save? It's one of the things that nobody's really talked about is they changed the disabled list to a 10-day.
Right. Here's a 1-2. And a fly ball lifted into right. What do you say we stretch? Redbirds on top. It's 8-3. Baseball, the new rules of 2017. I asked Mike Matheny about the second one there. 30-second limit for manager to decide to challenge a play. And he said it's very much a gray area because I asked him, well, when does that start? When do you know that the 30 seconds begin? And he said one of the things that they're going to do is have a clock inside the video room. And, you know, when they get around 25, 26, 27 seconds, they'll then indicate to Mike to go ahead and do it. But he said one way or another, but he said very much a gray area for managers going into this season.
And they have 2 minutes to make that ruling in New York, the umpire review.
This is Trevor Gott, the new pitcher, and a strike to Valera. Last season, 9 games. And a base hit for Valera. So a 2-minute limit for instant replay. They would like to start to enforce again the pace of play, warnings and fines. So a player, they step out between pitches outside the batter's box, which is not supposed to be the case. That is a rule. And they initially get warned and then you can get fined. But remember, it was a point of emphasis 2 years ago, and I felt it did help speed up play. But then as the season went along, we didn't see it enforced all that much.
Exactly. It's Anthony Garcia, the left fielder, his first plate appearance.
It was this time last year he started to open up some eyes here in Cardinals camp.
Yeah, he got a lot of playing time last spring, and say that again this year.
Here's a 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike.
It appears that a lot of these 6-year minor league free agents or non-roster guys that are come in here that nobody's going to be able to say they didn't get a shot. Getting a lot of playing time.
The 1-1. Valera will try to advance. Throw is wide, but the tag is there by Emmanuel Burris. Good play by Burris. Pitch was a ball, and the count is now 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out, nobody on. Take a look at the tag here by Burris.
Throws wide, but there you see that he dives back, catches him on the leg ahead of the touching second base. Valera tried to say he missed him.
Hot shot to third. And Garcia is the second out. So 2 away. And it brings in Jordan Schaefer. Have you had the chance to watch Schaefer pitch all that much?
On TV, saw him, and did see him one game when we were not doing it.
He's throwing low 90s. Left-handed pitcher.
Pitched in high school. Some clubs wanted him to sign professionally as a position player, and others wanted him to be a pitcher. Atlanta Braves took him as the outfielder. And a good outfielder, right?
Very good defensive.
Played center field. You know, for most of the time we've seen him steal some bases.
Ground ball hit to the right side. Race to the bag, and Schaefer is out. It's 8-3 as we head to the 8th inning.
Hey.
And the Cards. Roger Dean Stadium. Al Raboski, Dan McLaughlin with you. New pitcher in Josh Lucas. Big guy, 6'5", 210-pounder. He was a Texas League All-Star last year as he made a career-high 45 relief appearances. Our Chevy Cole to the pen. 1 pitch, 1 out. We split time with AA and AAA a year ago.
Led the Texas League in saves with 16. He's a Texas League All-Star. Had Tommy John surgery and missed all of 2012 season. He was drafted back in 2010 in the 21st round.
And a fastball and a strike to Grant Green. As Chris Maloney sets the outfield defense on a hop to Valera, and there's 2 down. Edward Jones is honored to sponsor the Cardinals Hall of Fame and the annual induction process that gives fans a voice in honoring the team's greatest players. Be a part of the fan voting process by submitting your vote on the 7-man ballot at cardinals.com/HOF.
Bautista.
Rafael Bautista will be the hitter. So 2 outs and nobody on. That pitch taken low.
Like a heavy sinker. Yeah.
Here's a 1-0. Hit out to left. Garcia back. Can't get there. 1 hop off the wall. Bautista in at second base with a 2-out double.
Stayed up in the inner half over the head of Anthony Garcia. If Lucas can't save that run out there.
Andrew Stevenson at the plate. Looks at ball 1. Afternoon began with Michael Waka. Looked very sharp here today. Cardinals got after Steven Strasburg. He lasted just 2 innings. Gave up 7 hits and 6 runs. And the 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You'd have to say a complete opposite for Strasburg of what he showed last week. I even mentioned to Dusty about how well he threw, and he was just smiling ear to ear. But I mean, he was just nasty last week and struggled today.
Here's a 1-1. Instead, Lucas a check on Bautista. Broken bat and a 1-hopper to Martinez, and Lucas to the bag. Scoreless inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It's 8-3. West is brought to you in part by Ford, the official cars and trucks of the St. Louis Cardinals, and by Steak and Shake, 24 meals under $4. 8-3. Matt Bowman is throwing in the Cardinals pen. New pitcher in for Washington. Where's number 67, Derek Idle. Should be worn out. It's not that hot of a day down here. Very pleasant, I'd have to say, here at Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter.
Yeah, very overcast. Spot showers here and there this morning, but end up being around the 80s. Otto, this is 4th appearance. 2nd appearance against the Cardinals.
Bader started this game, looks at a ball. RBI base hit off of Strasburg in the first. He's grounded out to third and struck out. Two balls and no strikes. Two and one. And Bader didn't like that call. Neither did the fans behind home plate. That Bird was upset too.
Keyboom is our catcher, Spencer. Keyboom.
And the count runs full, 3-2. And Bader sends a high towering drive into center. Goodbye. Long home run. Bader, his 2nd hit of the day.
2nd hit of the day, his 2nd home run of the spring, and now up to 6 RBIs as he continues to impress. One of the better power prospects the Cardinals have in the system. A.T. Young is their best power prospect, but Bader will give him a challenge to that title. Straight over the center field wall. Split the cameras.
And a ball taken inside by Lino. Gabriel Lino as the ball gets away from the Cardinals bullpen.
Lino is 23. He'll be 24 on May 17th. He's from Venezuela. Signed as a 6-year minor league free agent.
Here's a 2-0 pitch. And it's hit out of play.
Played, signed originally with Baltimore and acquired by Philadelphia. Part of the Jim Thome trade. And then with the Cardinals as a minor league free agent.
High chopper that's tapped foul. 2-2. Harris and Bader, that's impressive to hit one out to center in this ballpark.
Yep, big ballpark. But he's got that kind of power. He's got the upper body strength. As I said, you know, Mabry was trying to point out he was working on something in batting practice. Said, look, you're taking half swings and you're putting the ball in the warning track.
3-2. And Lino just got a piece to stay alive.
There's John Mabry. Billy Miller back with the Cardinals for just 3rd year.
For Billy?
Yeah.
Believe so.
Base coach. And then he was last year assistant hitting coach.
3-2 pitch. And he walked him. Well, looking for a great private event space for an upcoming meeting or party? Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village is open 7 days a week. Has a variety of perfect spaces for groups of all sizes. For more information, visit cardinalsnation.com. In steps Cunningham. Nobody out, runner at first. There's ball one. Here's a 2-0 pitch. And it's 3-0 on Cunningham. Paul DeYoung is on deck. There's a strike. Back at it again tomorrow. Houston will be here. We'll see the Astros. We'll see if Carlos Beltran makes the trip with Houston coming to Roger Dean Stadium. He was signed a 1-year, $16 million contract in the offseason. And Lance Lynn will get that start for the Cardinals. We'll come your way at noon St. Louis time. Hope you join us. Lynn's had a very quiet camp. I mean that in a good way. No issues. It's Cunningham pulls it into the glove of a bullpen catcher.
I think, you know, talking about Lance Lynn, I think he's just very comfortable where he is, and, you know, is at peace. He knows his arm is healthy and just taking his sweet old time, just building up arm strength and getting ready for the season.
3-2 pitch, ground ball. Out at second, back to first on the return, and safe. Brings in DeYoung, who stroked a base hit last time up on an 0-2 pitch into right. And there's strike one. DeYoung this spring with a home run. He's driven in 3 and hitting .273. Oh, 1 pitch. The fly ball lifted down the left field line, but pulled foul.
You mentioned that he was rated as the best power hitter in the Cardinals organization by Baseball America's Best Tools survey. Third base last year at Springfield, 112 games, and then shortstop in the Arizona Fall League.
And a swing and a miss. He strikes out. There's Matt Bowman, solid so far this spring.
A little different situation last year as a Rule 5 guy. He had to stay with the big league club the entire year, and he did an outstanding job. Really, you know, Seth Maness got hurt, and he became the guy to come in and put out the fire with men on base and become that double play specialist. Did a nice job, but no guarantees this year.
Here's Jose Martinez. Picked up a double last time up. If Jordan Walden broke camp with the club, Matt Bowman is not with St. Louis.
Right.
And that decision wasn't made until about 24 hours prior to the final game here in spring. The Cardinals will break camp here in Florida in a few weeks, and they've got a couple of exhibition games in Springfield and Memphis, and then open up with Sunday Night Baseball. Tight breaking ball again. 0-2 the count.
And they may break Florida without a set 25-man roster. See what happens with those last couple days with the. You can do that with the exhibition games, or you can set your roster.
Curveball is hit to third. Go the short way in the force play to Burris. Harrison Bader, an impressive home run moments ago to center field. He's got some pop. Fun to watch. Redbirds on top. Three. Bader with a home run to extend this Cardinals lead, and Matt Bowman takes over the ninth. There's a look at John Mozeliak, Mike Hansen, who helps out with the club, and Michael Gersh, and our friend Scott Highmark. Had the chance to work with Scott this year on Billiken broadcast, and always good to see him down here in Florida. Spencer Kieboom. One ball, one strike.
Say Spencer wears the sunglasses when he's catching. I would thought he would wear them hitting. Cool look. You know, Matt did a nice job, as we said. Princeton graduate, Rule 5 selection from the Mets. 2015, he was a starter at Las Vegas. Led the league in losses, but the Cardinals said, boy, he's got a great sinking fastball, and we like him as a reliever. And he did a real nice job for the Cardinals. 63% ground ball percentage, second best ground ball to fly out ratio in AAA a couple years ago.
And a fly ball lifted into shallow right, backing up Valera, the second baseman, and puts it away. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Matt appeared in 59 games for the Cardinals. 3.46 ERA.
Wilmer Defoe. There's strike one. I thought Matt's looked really impressive here in camp early on.
It's my first time of seeing him, you know, this year.
Hit the other way, and it's a fair ball. And Defoe on his way to second base, a one-out double.
And the second hit since coming into this ball game. 2 for 2. He's trying to make the roster as a backup, and you say backup because Trey Turner is their rising star, the shortstop. And with the Adam Eaton trade, Turner gets to move back to his normal position, shortstop. Broke into the big leagues last year as a center fielder. Stole 35 bases in the second half and hit 340, I think it was.
Here's a ground ball that's hit to second off the bat of Burris. And that's out number 2.
That's what you want to see from Matt. Get those ground balls.
And now Washington down to their final out. Cardinals trying to pick up win number 9 and go to 9-3-1 this spring.
Everybody says, you know, wins and your record in spring training isn't important, but I think it's always important to pick up wins. And you can see, though, the Cardinals, you know, they're going with their youth. They're pulling the kids, their regulars out, getting to the prospects and do it and winning with their guys too. Chris Heisey, 1 for 1 in this game. He had a base hit and RBI, a little check swing, and flared it into right field for an RBI single.
So 2 outs, runner at third, and there's a nasty pitch there from Bowman. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Took something off, and good arm speed. You know, the way he releases the ball, you expect everything to be hard.
The 1-1 pitch. Bottom dropped out of that one again, too.
Another off-speed pitch, and you know, Heisey hit a lot of home runs in pitch hitting roles. He's noted as a fastball hitter. So you can see they're trying to expose his weakness, the off-speed pitch.
Here's a 1-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And you get a couple off-speed pitches after at him, and they came in with a fastball, made it inside. Didn't mind if they missed. They were going to miss inside off the plate.
And slider misses away, and the count runs full. Lance Lynn tomorrow as we come your way at noon here from Roger Dean Stadium. And we'll welcome the Astros to town.
Here's where you'd see, you know, if Yadier Molina was back there, you would find an off-speed pitch. Wouldn't throw a fastball in this count here.
3-2. And it's tapped foul.
Shook off the off-speed pitch and went to the fastball. Very rarely you're going to shake off Molina. Ted Simmons was paying great tributes to Yadier Molina, and that was one of the things that he talked about, is just his ability to call games. Hitters count, he'll go off speed. There, kid. There, he got the slider, but just off the plate for the walk.
So runners at first and third. Didn't miss by much.
No, just off the plate, but showed it enough time, you know, where Heisey now kind of had an idea what it was going to look like.
Neftali Soto. Runners at the corners. There's strike 1. And once again now, the Nationals down to their final strike.
Sound like you want to get this game over with.
Al, I love spring training baseball.
I know, but I don't mind if it ends on this pitch either, Dan. So, I mean, it wasn't a problem. Let's just Let's just end it right here.
Absolutely.
Fastball in.
Here's the 0-2. Runner goes. Fielder's indifference.
Right here, come on.
Change up. Looking, wants it down. Got it there.
The 2-2. Back to Bowman. And this will do it. Win number 9 of the spring for the Cardinals. They win it 9-3. Solid outing by Michael Waka. They roughed up Steven Strasburg for Dusty Baker's club. And it's another win for St. Louis.
Yeah, the Cardinals are going to play the Nationals early in the season, and I'm sure they sent a little message to Strasburg that they're going to come out swinging. But the game was pretty much over in that first inning with 4 runs and 5 hits off of Strasburg.
We'll be back to wrap it up in just a moment. 9-3 the final.